Ladies and gentlemen, this is Larry Vaughn. I'm back here again. It is now March the 23rd. Today I'm here. I want to talk a little about, first of all, I want you to join with me in an effort to free up our grant money that the Lilly Endowment has so trusted the Urban League to disperse in our community, to help our small businesses and so forth, so that we may pull our ways out of the pit of poverty that we now exist in. And anyway, I'll give you that number. It's 317-924-5471. Ladies and gentlemen, join with me. Call that number and make sure that we can guide Tony Mason and Marshawn Wally to the correct appropriation of those funds. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk about that in a program that we had on the Concerned Clergy last week. I think it was Wednesday. Tony Mason and Mark Marial and a couple of his other doctors that he has used to set up a vehicle to distribute these funds. They were on there, and they did say that they were going to be making grant applications. But that was supposed to happen on the 17th of February. He did not talk about any numbers, ladies and gentlemen. He's already spent $5 million of this money on setup, but he won't say how much he shared with Marshawn Wally, how much he shared with the radios of stations of Radio One, how much he's paid them for promotion in their program, so forth. He wouldn't say a thing about that. Ladies and gentlemen, I fear, and he said this himself, he said that he knew that most of the people out here running 501c3s were desperate. He knew that they didn't have enough money to have lawyers. He knew that they didn't have enough money to have accountants. But what he did know is that he could set up receivers. So he told the people that are actually going to apply for these grants, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't have the proper facilities and front office to qualify for these grants, then you can go to have someone come alongside you. Now, he's going to have these specially prepared people to come alongside the failing 501c3s to help them get a $17,000 grant. The way it works, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to make it like this. The breakdown is going to be his receivers that he set up. He set these people up within our community, and they're going to be able to have the insurance, the accountants, and so forth to help you to get the money. But at the same time, you're going to be exposing all your financial secrets. You're going to be divulging all your tax status and how you've been paying or not paying your quarterly taxes for your 501c3 or seeking the appropriate reductions. So that's what he's going to do. But the only catch with this is he's going to allow these, I'll call them receivers, to take 45% of that money in fees for processing your claim. So that's what he's going to do. And you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. After you go down there and dump all your guts on the table, small businessman, and by the way, he didn't say a damn thing about businesses. All he talked about is 501c3s. But he's going to get some business people that come to the table, dump all their financial business on the table, and if they don't have the appropriate, if they can't jump the appropriate hurdles that he set in place, then they don't get anything, but they go to receiver, and instead of getting $17,000, they only get $10,000. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a great mathematician, but you know that's wrong, Tony. You should be ashamed of yourself, the way you have this stuff set up. And you've got 2 or 3 doctors working for you. I know they're not working for free. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lilly Endowment is right here. They're the author of this grant. Call them today, 317-924-5471. Call them and let them know that the black community is not pleased with the way that Tony Mason is distributing this money. They're not appeased by him having 45% of this money ate up in fees and courtesy charges. It can't happen, ladies and gentlemen. This is supposed to be legacy money. I've already talked with Tony about an alternative to the measures he's about ready to put into operation. But you know, when you have over 45% of that money actually going to receivers, then no work is going to get done, ladies and gentlemen, because he's preying on churches. And most of our churches right now are in a bad way. They need money. Sure, they need money. But $10,000 is really not going to help them in any way. So, Tony, I wish that you would take that money, and I'm giving alternatives. Now, somebody might disagree with me, but I wish you would take that money and make a real legacy out of it. I'm going to send this to the Lilly Grant Foundation, Tony. We need to get our young men together and get them into the trades. We have a giant building project that's going to go on here in America, pursuant to that rebuild, the bill that just passed out of Congress and was signed by the president. All that money, over $4 billion of it, is coming to the state of Indiana to be worked out in our infrastructure and other construction around the state of Indiana. If we don't train our young men, Tony, now you're seeing them out there murdering and killing each other out in the streets, but all you can do is come on and say you're giving away garbage every 2 weeks. You're giving away garbage. Tina Cosby and the other boys sitting in the studios talking and bragging about how they was giving away rotten chicken to these poor people who had come and lined up to get this food. And a box of food, ladies and gentlemen, they won't eat it. They bragged about how they paid $20 for 20 chicken wings. So I don't know what the problem is with you people that you can't see actually what's going on, but it's going on anyway. And Tony, I'm not trying to make any attacks on you or anything. I'm just attacking your policy. You are setting up a situation where you're going to give this money to failing schools. One of the schools that Mark Mariel has been on with has been the His and Her School for the Fine Arts. They're about ready to close now. Tony, they're located in an abandoned building. Ladies and gentlemen, I would just ask you to consider Article 8 of the state of Indiana Constitution. Every child within this state has a right, and it's a right. It's mandated in our Constitution. Every child is a compulsory education to the age of 16, and that is without cost, regardless of race, creed, color, or religion whatsoever, is entitled to that. Now, Tony, why would you want to go out and do some situation where you're actually trying to help a school that you know is failing, a school that you know is creating more fodder, creating more prisoners for the prison system? Why would you be interested, Tony, in having daycares? Why would you be interested in taking 3- and 4-year-old kids and sexualizing them under the guise of emotional care? Why would you do it, Tony? It's impossible, and it's not going to do us any good. It's only the people that you're talking about, and I refer to the program that you were on. You didn't talk about doing any business. All you talk about is poverty-sustaining programs for somebody to come out and pat you on the head and see how many times they can exploit you, how much dope they can get you on, how many families they can break up and send you to prison. That's the programs that you're aimed at supporting and getting them involved when you know it's not going to be a legacy, Tony. It's going to be further degradation. It's going to be further our kids committing suicide. And you know what you're doing, Tony. You and Marshawn, and you need to be ashamed of yourself. Your community has a right to exist within the black community just like anybody else, Tony. But you don't come out pulling stunts like you're doing on the black community. And Marshawn, he was on with Tina Cosby today. He does not speak for me, Tony. I don't want him down there. I don't want you down there saying anything on my behalf because you don't know anything about me. And if you ask most of the successful businessmen here in town, they don't want you down at the Capitol on their behalf because you don't know what you're doing and you're not going to get anything accomplished in the first place. So I'm just doing this today, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the 23rd of March. I'm here now. I hadn't been on the recorded anything for a while. I'm doing it now. But in any case, we need to take a look into Tony Mason over at the Urban League, and he needs to be investigated because he's been on the radio several times, and now he's told me in an email that he don't know about anything about money when he's certainly spending money for all this promo work that he's doing, all the setup, all the everything else. He's already spent $5 million, ladies and gentlemen, and he won't come out and tell us who he's spending at or what time he's spending it. But this video is winding down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to cut off, and I'll come back later on and say some more things. But it's really interesting here in the state of Indiana, and I'm right here to confront whatever goes on. It's Larry Vaughn. I'm here at the Bougie Bulletin on YouTube. Thank you for considering what I'm saying.